Good afternoon, it's Laura Evans here from Unleash Your Potential, helping people like you to unleash their potential in business and life. And we're still home, so I thought I would do another video for you today. And today's video is all about happiness, something that a few people I know are struggling with right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through 5, if I'm honest, probably a few more steps, and different ways in which you can improve your level of happiness. Now, I was commenting on someone else's post today about attitude and about what we focus on is what we get. Excuse me. And I was reminded of a quote, which was, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And it's very true that we all go through very challenging times. At the point of recording this video, we've got the coronavirus going on. And it's really easy to get really downbeat. So I've got some top tips for you to improve your levels of happiness and help you just get that little spark back. So starting with the quote then. So when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. I'm a firm believer that there is both upside and downside in every single thing out there, a yin and a yang, or whatever you want to call it. And I think it's really important, if you're getting yourself into a deep hole and you're feeling a bit naff and all that kind of stuff, then perhaps part of the solution would be to actually change the way you're looking at things. So at the moment we are on, I'm social distancing, I think it is, self-isolating, so I'm staying at home at the moment. And, you know, a lot of other people in the UK currently are doing that. Now, you could say on the one hand, oh, it's really bad, it's awful, and you know, and it's hard work and all of that. Actually, I'm loving it. I am choosing to see the opportunity by being at home. So this morning I cleaned all of downstairs. I never get to do that. And I'm doing other things, like I'm getting to do more Facebook Lives and more video content for you all, and doing things like that. And that wouldn't be happening if I was running live training at the moment. If I was running our certified NLP programs, I would be in the training room, but actually I'm at home, which means I can give more to you. And that's a great thing. We have something called a meta program. I won't go into the intricacies, but essentially in the way that your mind absorbs information through your primary senses, you see things, hear things, touch things, smell things, taste things. Essentially, it's a bit complicated than that, but let's keep it simple. And all that data, the neuroscientists say anywhere between 3, 4, 5 or more million bits of information go into your mind at any one time. Now, what happens is it then hits loads of filters and loads of processes. A load of that data gets deleted. It doesn't even register. A lot gets distorted, generalized. And what happens is people start to see what they want in their environment. So I remember I used to run a very ingrained, shall we say, anxiety and worry strategy. And so I would look for things in my environment to get worried about. And what we look for, we find. So if I am feeling a bit anxious, then I will see things in my environment that could make me anxious. Whereas if I change my focus and I start to look for things in my environment I could be grateful for, or I can see the upside in, or I can see the opportunity in, then I then see more of that. So if you start to change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And so actually I'm loving it. I cooked a homemade pizza from scratch last night with 12-month-old flour, but I'm sure it's fine. I'm still here. You know, because I wanted to, because I could. Now, I would never have done that, you know, had I not been at home isolating myself. So, you know, there's upside in everything. So change the way you look at things is my number 1 tip. My number 2 tip is practicing gratitude. Now, gratitude is a principle that's been around for a very, very long time. And again, this comes back to what you focus on is what you get. Now, some people have journals. Here's my journal. And what they do every day is they go into their journal and they'll just write what they're thinking and things like that. I use this as a gratitude journal. So every single day, I do this at night, but you can do it in the morning or the evening, it doesn't matter, is I make myself think of 3 things I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for my health, I'm grateful for my home, I'm grateful for my dog. It can be anything. And don't get me wrong, some days it's harder to do than others. Some days I've had an amazing day and I'm like, oh my God, there's so much to be grateful for. And then other days I'm like, right, okay, I've got to really think about this. But I don't let myself go to bed until I've been grateful for at least 3 things. And sometimes it's just being grateful to wake up in the morning, or just be grateful to have the roof over my head, be grateful to have my health, be grateful to have my family, and all those things. So gratitude is a really, really good principle right now. Now, other people have gratitude jars. Now, I don't do this, hence it's empty. But this would be a great thing you could do with the whole family, the kids included, and anybody else that you've got. And all you do is get yourself a bit of paper. Just bear with me while I do this. Get yourself a bit of paper, and on the bit of paper, write out something that you are grateful for. Maybe something that you've done, an event that's happened, or just something you're grateful for in the moment. And then fold it up and pop it in your gratitude jar. And you'll be surprised how quickly gratitude jars fill up. And then it's hugely exciting to be able to open it. So in the world of Corona, right, we have no idea how long this is going to go on for. Wouldn't it be great if every day you put something in a gratitude jar, something that you were grateful for, and then when all this is blown over, and I promise you it will, nothing will last forever, this too will pass, then you can get out your jar and actually go through all the bits of paper and go, oh my God, do you remember, yeah, the day we went and did that, or the day we, da da la la la, and it's really, really good practice. So practicing gratitude is my second top tip for improving your happiness. Whether you use a journal to capture your gratitude or a jar, there's all sorts of ways you can do gratitude, and that is my second top tip. Now, I've got them written down because I didn't want to forget them all. My third top tip for gratitude is do good for others. And this can, we often talk about this at Christmas. The art of giving with no expectation of return. And giving is such a good way to make yourself feel good about yourself and about the world. And now we have seen so many great WhatsApp groups and Facebook groups where people are doing things for other people with absolutely no expectation of return. Now, every Christmas I give to charity. I don't expect anything else back in return. And I always feel really good about doing it. I feel good about helping someone else that is in a more challenging situation than I am. And often when you focus on doing good for others, it makes you realise that actually you're in a pretty good place, and there's a lot actually that you can be thankful for in your environment. So that's my third top tip, is give or help others with no expectation of return. Another really good way of helping you to improve how you feel, and I promise you it feels amazing to be able to help people. So that's my third tip. My fourth tip is about exercise. Now, as we are today filming this at the end of March 2020, the advice as it stands today is that whilst we should be doing social distancing and we should be being far apart from one another, it isn't the case that you're stopped from going out as long as you maintain the 2 metre distance rule. So I have my dog Rosie, as many of you know, so every afternoon I've been going out for a nice hour walk with her. And even if you don't have a dog, get out in nature, go and see the sea, go and be in the woodland, go and walk by the canal. Whatever is near you that you can safely get to, maintaining the 2 metre rule. But exercise is so important for lifting your mood and making you feel happier. Now in NLP we talk about how the mind and the body are connected, and the mind and the body impact how we feel. So if you understand that principle, if you want to change the way you feel, then you have to do something different with your body. So getting up and having a little walk, getting outside, getting some fresh air is so helpful. I was talking to my stepmom last night, and she's at the moment enjoying not going anywhere, but she's going to get bored real soon. And we were talking about the back garden, and I was like, well, you're not near anybody in the back garden, and that back garden needs some attention. Yeah, I did say to her I might remind her every day and say, how much in the garden have you done? No, I won't be doing that. But nevertheless, it's exercise, it's getting you outdoors, it's getting you out in nature. So nothing stopping you going out to your back gardens. Getting ready. I mean, this is the time of year where we plant loads of stuff, so time of year to dig the weeds up and do all of that kind of stuff. So that's my 4th tip, is about exercise, lifting your mood by doing stuff ideally outdoors. Really, really helps. Now, if you can't go outdoors for whatever reason, then have a look online and see what you can find online. I know as I'm recording this live at the moment, there are lots of personal trainers and yoga teachers all doing free videos online at the moment to keep us all moving. So have a little look, because I'm sure you'll find stuff. Now, my 5th top tip is for you to remember that you cannot do negative emotions at the same time as positive emotions. Okay, so if you're finding that you're getting a little anxious, a little bit worried, a little bit apprehensive, then do something to change the way you feel. Now, we all have things that we like to do, that we love doing, that lift our mood. So I love watching TikTok at the moment. Apparently I'm way too old to be on it, but there's loads of brilliant little funny dances, and I do laugh and I really enjoy it. For you, it might be watching a comedy or something else. It might be baking. I love baking, hence I baked my pizza last night. But have a think about what do you enjoy doing? What fills you up? What inspires you? And do that. Loads of books here behind me. I know if I picked one of them up and had half an hour reading, I know I'd pick up some little nuggets. You'll be surprised at what you have in your house that you haven't looked at in a long time. You think, wonder what's in that. Pick that back up. Or an old DVD that you haven't watched in years that's collecting dust on the shelf. Or your baking tins in the cupboard that you've not used, or your Kenwood. You'd be surprised what you actually have in your home that you've forgotten about, that actually could bring you joy and happiness in this time of being at home. So I hope my 5 steps today have helped you. So I'm just going to recap them. So number 1 was change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. So this is all about changing your focus. Number 2 was all about gratitude and gratitude practices, whether that is journaling gratitude or having a gratitude jar. The choice is entirely yours, but that was really, really useful. Number 3 is give unconditionally with no expectation of return. Go and do something for someone. Do good in the world, whether that's online or offline. Go and do some good. Number 4 is exercise where you can. Get yourself outside, maintaining social distance, of course, and only when it's safe to do so. But certainly that is really, really useful. And number 5 is, remember, you can't do negative emotions when you're doing positive emotions. So make sure that you have a little armoury of things that you can find in your house and in your garden and the places where you are allowed to go, so that you can lift your mood. So there you go. So that's today's video for you. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please like, comment and share it, because I want to get this positivity that I'm putting out at the moment out to as many people as possible, and there are some ideas to do. What am I doing this evening? I'm doing a hypnosis session for my community at 8:30, which I can't wait for. And then I'm doing a jigsaw. I have not done a jigsaw in years, and I have got one under the bed, and so I'm going to dig it out because I really like a jigsaw. So go get creative, see what you can find in your house that can help improve your happiness and joy while you're at home. So anyway, I've been Laura Evans. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you very soon.